Hey, I am Vanshika, and currently I am working on two startups, one of them being in the B2B sector in the US market, and another one is B2C in India. So I'm working on both of these completely remote, and I'd also managed to land a few freelance projects just when I started around 8 months ago. And I also managed to land an internship then, and I realized that by December I made a little over 1 lakh rupees in earnings, and I thought, why not share it with people my age and people who are just starting out? Because I remember being super confused when I just started out. I did not know what skill to pick, or what is relevant, what's gonna work out and stuff. So I just thought I'd record my whole journey, how I did it. So maybe I can inspire others, or I can help others do the same. So yeah, so the story begins, I think, around 8 months ago. Actually, no, way before that. I think it's around March of 2025. I had just finished my 10th board exams. And if you're from India, you know how big of a deal board exams are. And I'd just gotten done with those exams. I was like a free bird. And I'd always known that, once I've finished my boards, I want to do something, learn some skills, earn some money, basically get into a real business, or get into a real life experience where, I can see how things work exactly. So that had always been in my mind, on my mind. So what I did was I started with a course that I found online, which was CS50. It is a very popular course by Harvard. I even made a video about it. And it is an amazing course. I definitely 10 out of 10 recommend. Even though I'm not using the coding skills that I learned on that from that course, but I think it is very essential to know how things work, how the computer works, how the code works, and it was a very good fundamental layer that I built through that course. I think I did CS50 Python, so it's like a 9 to 10 week course. So I definitely recommend you taking that. And alongside that, I was also working on my father's friend's company. That was an education consultancy company, and I was just observing how admin work is done, and I was just observing how things are carried out on a day-to-day basis, all the admin stuff basically. And I found that I was not growing enough right there. So what I did was I took a break there. Went on a vacation. I think I did the work there around 1 month, and then I took a vacation. I went to Manali. I enjoyed a lot, and once I came back, I picked up a course online on YouTube on how to make funnels, and the platform was system.io. It's really simple to use, and how to make landing pages right there, and how to make a funnel on that platform. So I was learning about that, and of course, social media as well. That how social media works, what to post, how to write captions and stuff. That was all passive learning. And at the same time, I was also applying to a lot of internships on Internshala. And I know what of all of you will say that even I apply on Internshala, and I don't land any internships. Those are very mediocre internships. But what I wanted to do was at least get my foot in. So I just wanted to land an internship anyhow, anywhere, in the content or AI field. So I landed an internship, I think within a month or so, in an education consultancy in the New Zealand, and the pay was very basic. There was not a very good pay. And once I got into that, I started making posts for their Instagram or for their social media. And what I saw there was I was not given enough freedom of creativity. How do I want to present that, or what I think would work. And I was not given that freedom, so I decided that I did not want to go ahead with it. But then what I did was I upsold them my service, which was my funnel. So I pitched it to them that, I'd build you a funnel, I'd build you a landing page, um, a whole system to capture your leads. And at the same time, they were also starting a new initiative. So they needed like a landing page and a whole system to capture those leads. So I bid them for it. And the funny thing is that it costed twice or thrice as much as what they were paying me for the internship, and not even thrice, I think more than three times what they were paying me. So I did that, I shipped that, and that was my first not a freelance, but that was my first project and how I landed that. So, and I'd heard that, pitch to somebody you already work with or you've worked with. So I just put in that strategy and it actually works. So I definitely recommend pitching your service or what you're doing right now to somebody you already know or you've worked with in the past, and not at a very high ticket price, but not even lowering yourself too much, but at a good range. And if you can convince them enough, I think you'll definitely land them. So that's how I landed my first client. And I landed a few more freelance clients through referrals and stuff. Through that is through the same client. And at the same time, I came across this tool called Na10, automations and AI and stuff. It was buzzing right there. And I saw a video of Nick Sarayev. I'm sure you must have heard it if you even know a little bit about automations or Na10. So I saw his video on how to operate N8N, and what I did was I took 3 to 4 trials of N8N. So N8N gives 14 days of free trial of using their tool as much as you want, and how many workflows you need to make. You can make those. So I took 14 days with one email, and I took 5 other emails similarly. And in that time, I just learned how to build systems with N8N and how the nodes work and what I could build with it. So I built like a small content system for LinkedIn and for Insta. How could we automate that process? Through that, I pitched it to some people I knew, and I landed one client there. I set up like a way, so they did not want those content automations, but they wanted different smaller automations like an email automation or stuff. And I set it up for them, and I got 2 more referrals through that. So yeah, as you see, that most of the clients or most of the things that I landed were based on referrals. So one thing that really helped me was how I speak, and how I'm able to convince the other person to at least take a chance or take a bet on me, and then being able to deliver what I told. So it was a very easy process that first trying to convince them was a little difficult part, but I've always been a little confident in speaking, so that did help. And then the second part was really easy. What I learned, I just had to implement it here. And once I did that, they were happy, I was happy. And when the client is happy, they obviously, if they know somebody else, they give a referral. And that's how it was. And after that, I came across how startups operate, and how they're implementing AI, and a lot of AI startups were emerging, and I wanted to join um, a few startups. So I started applying on a lot of startups, again on intern because I had a good experience, and I did not actually look at exactly what I was applying, which was my mistake. You should obviously look at what you're applying and um, target specific companies if you really want to land a job very fast. But I was applying to 10 or 20 internships. I applied to them, and I got an interview scheduled with this company called Desiate. And I went in an interview pretty confident, and I prepared like a document. I went through all of their socials and all of their website and stuff. It was for an AI automation specialist, and I prepared a document with what all I could help them with, or what all on your website needs improvement, or what automation could be beneficial to them. So I just went through all their workflows, that whatever I could find, and I made like this document in that interview, and I showed the document to the interviewer, which was basically the founder itself. And I talked about how I could um, fulfill what they were looking for, and I seem to have convinced them, and that got me hired there. It was for 6 months initially, and now it's been quite over 6 months. So we renewed our contract, and now I am the head of strategy and partnerships there. So you see how that evolved. First, it was an automation gig, and then I got into a head of strategy and partnerships. So the thing we observed is automation is of course an amazing thing that I do, or something that I have for AI and automation. But my skill lies in how I talk to people and how I'm able to convince them, or how good of a content I can write. So we tried to leverage that into growth, sales, and marketing side. So I shifted directly into that. And okay, we're again drifting towards the topic. So I landed that internship, and that was in Desert. That was a way better pay than what I was getting in the education consultancy. And but I did not stop. While I was not actively looking for internships, I was just scrolling through Instagram, and I came across this um, startup called Studojo, which was by students for students, and I started following them because I love their content and how they were building stuff and what they were building. I really admired the tool that they were building, the whole platform. And I think it was for around a month or so, I was just following them, and I was in their WhatsApp community as well. So, and one day they posted about hiring a founding team member. So they needed a founding member. They did not specifically post about what exact skill they're looking for. They were just looking for a founding member, and I reached out to them with my whole portfolio. And I had a whole portfolio ready with all of those small projects that I had built, a funnel that I had built, and it was all organized on Notion. I'll try to link it below in the description as well so you can just see it. And even they told me that, it made a good impact. My portfolio was really sleek and to the point. It had all the details, and even the interviewer at Desert, he told me that that document was really good. It just added that I care about where I was joining and I know about it. So yeah, jumping back into Studojo, and I joined Studojo. We just clicked off. I got an interview with them. Then I had like a technical round, and I got in. And since then, I've been working and growing with Studojo as well. So that was about two of the ventures that I joined. And my experience with how I made the made that money was trying out new things, and not just presuming ki, um like let's say taking internshala, that everybody's applying to those internships. How am I going to get in? So not thinking about कितने सारे लोग apply कर रहे हैं and how will I be the one that they choose, but just trying to polish my resume, or whatever answers that I'm giving to the application questions should be to the point, very basic, because I do not have any experience, but trying to sell myself as somebody who being a fresher would like to contribute a lot more. And I'm really proud of how I used that. I think around 6 months of my, not 6 months, sorry, it was 3 months, 3 or 2 months vacation. I used it very productively, and majorly through those clients, and also the internship money that I was getting, I managed to cross over 1.2, 1.3 lakhs um, in earnings in December 2025. And now it's February 2026. I mean, it's about to be 8 months since I joined those startups. So I have two things that I would like. that I feel are responsible for where I am today, and I could not even think of it around 8 months ago. So one being doing the basic stuff, like having a proper resume. And there is no definition of a proper resume. I mean, even if you ask me right now that, give me your template or give me the resume that, you got into that got you into those internships, I think prepare it on your own that, what feels right. I used Canva for it, and I prepared a resume that, that looks good to me, has everything, all of my skills and stuff. I made it through GPT and Canva, and my Notion was where I was tracking everything. I tried to link the portfolio as well, so it had all of my info, my projects, and my experience, my work experience. I still maintain it. I still love to maintain the whole portfolio because it shows what all projects I've done and what I've been through. It has all of my experience as well. And another thing is reaching out and delivering. So reaching out to people who you know, and even the people you don't. I mean, I started when I was just starting out. I started DMing a lot of people on Instagram through my personal account that was not even public. I mean, people seem to trust public accounts more, but I started DMing through my private account to the creators. They were not really big, but they were one step ahead of me, and I wanted to learn something from them. And I got quite a few replies. I mean, I do a good network with people that I'm still in touch with. Many of the people I'm still in touch with them. And there's a funny story that, I ended up working with a creator with over 40K followers on Instagram for 2 months. So he was looking for a position, and he just put up a story about it. And I had messaged him before and about, how I'm 16 and I'm also building and how he inspires me. And he had replied, "Thank you so much," and that was it. And I applied through the Google form that he linked in his story that day. And I just thought I'd just text him that, "Hey, I've applied to this form and I'd love to work with you." And I did not expect a reply, or I did not even expect that I was going to work with him. But I got a reply within 5 minutes of sending that, sure, I'll go through your application as well. And after that, I got to know that he had 100 applicants more. And just because I messaged him, he just searched up my name and he looked at my application. And he even said that your application is really good because most of the people used AI in it. And I know that for a fact you haven't, and you had a bit of a common sense in one of those answers. It was a very obvious answer that AI would get wrong. I tried to make another video, but like it was a really funny question. So like a very basic question with a very basic answer, but people were using AI for it. So, and I had not used that. So he quickly shortlisted me, and I was on it within like 1 or 2 hours of applying. I was in his team, and I worked with him for 2 months, and then it was to be honest, it was an amazing experience knowing how creators with that kind of following, or an agency that he runs and how he operates. And so that was an amazing experience as well. And right now I'm mainly focused in both of those startups only. And I'm still trying to grow my skills and how I can contribute more and make myself valuable. So the two things I'm going to repeat again is one, um, knowing how to speak and just be able to sell yourself once, twice, and then it's going to repeat again and again. So just try to um, not just introduce yourself, but just be very clear while you talk. Have good knowledge about where you want to work at, or the startup or the company you're applying at. Just know a bit about them and how you can contribute. That even that goes a long way. I mean, just that one document also made a huge difference. And the second part is, as I told you, reach out to people like crazy, and people do respond. Even the people you think who won't respond, they will respond to you. I even built like network with some amazing founders in Mumbai as well. Even outside Mumbai, I just texted a few creators and I got quite a few replies I did not expect. And that was to be honest my journey. I mean, it's nothing special, it's nothing very amazing, but something that I did not know 6 months ago or 8 months ago that I'd be doing this, but I ended up doing that. So that's exactly what I wanted to say. Like your story would be completely different from mine. And might be it just might be luck, that I landed an interview with Desi. What if I wouldn't have? Or what if I did not come across that reel that day of Studojo? So I mean it's definitely luck, but it's also you working on your skills and building up um, competence. And one thing I've learned is people here do not really care about age. I mean, if you're getting the work done and you're really good at it, people will not question it. So even if you're 14, 15, 16, just do it. I mean, it's very easy. And I recently started posting on LinkedIn as well. I grew around 1.5K followers and over 100K impressions as well. And I found so many people there who are 12, 13, 14, up, up till 20, building some really cool stuff. So you can even connect with them online, post about your skills on LinkedIn. I've gotten like 11 offers, 11 job offers on LinkedIn. And I made another video on what I'm posting on LinkedIn and how it worked. It's just been around 3 months that I've accomplished those results on LinkedIn. And yeah, that was the story, and those were the learnings. I hope that it inspires you or it helps you. So yeah, I mean that was it. So it's your story, and just begin to write it. And no matter what, just don't stop. Keep going. And yeah, see you again.